Welcome. In this video lecture, I'm going to talk about different measures which we can use to calculate the similarities between the observations as well as dissimilarities between the observations. So basically, these measures are used in the clustering methods such as k-means clustering, hierarchical clusterings, and so on. So in the clustering methods, they are basically trying to maximizing the similarities between the observations. So using the different type of measures of similarities, we can use them and try to develop such clusters where we have the maximum similarities between the observations. On the other hand, if we are using the dissimilarities, which is basically that is the distance, so we try to minimize the dissimilarities or minimize the distance between the observations within that clusters. Okay, so depending upon the data type, we have different type of measures of similarities as well as the dissimilarities. So if I am talking about with respect to the categorical variable, which we are using encoded 0 and 1, so we have the two measures of similarities. One is known as the matching coefficient, another one is known as Jaccard's coefficient. Okay, so similarly, if we know the matching coefficient of value, we can also calculate the measure of dissimilarity, which is known as the matching distance. So same is the case with respect to the Jaccard's coefficient, we can calculate the Jaccard's distance, right? And on the other hand, if we have a numerical variable or a quantitative variable, we can use to calculate the measure of distance, or you can say measure of dissimilarities, using either Euclidean distance or we can apply the Manhattan distance. Okay, so there are other distances as well, but in this lecture, I'm only talking about the two type of the distances. So let me first of all talk about what is the Euclidean distance, one, what is the Manhattan distance. So this Euclidean distance is also known as 2 norm distance, which is also known as L2. Okay, L2 norm. So the formula for that is, if we have u and v variables, so what we are going to do is we are saying that take the ui minus vi, take the square and sum it up, which mean, so if we have only the two observations, so which mean we are saying u1 minus v1, okay, and take the square plus u2, okay, minus v2, take the square and take the square root, that is the distance between those two observations, right? So same is the case, we have the Manhattan distance, which is also known as L1 norm. Okay, so instead of taking the square, we are taking the modulus. Okay, so remember that most probably in a commonly used method is no doubt is the Euclidean distance to measure the dissimilarities between the observations, but Manhattan distance is the more robust method, specifically if you have the outliers in your data. Okay, so Manhattan is more robust even in terms of when you have uh, quite a big data set. Even then, you can prefer the Euclidean distance over Manhattan distance over the Euclidean distance, right? So let me show you example, a small example. So I am calculating the Euclidean distance. So let's say if I have the two variables, one is the age, another is the income, and I would like to know how these two variables or different observations, so observation number one, observation number two, how they are similar with each other. But when we are going to calculate the distances, as you can see over here is, so the age is in tens whereas the income is in thousands, right? So if we calculate the distance, so we know the formula, that is 23 minus 48 plus 20,375 minus 19,000, this one, and taking the square root, this is the distance between these two observation. But we can easily see from the income variable, the dominance of this income variable is clearly, we can see that because it is quite large, that's why we have seen the larger distance value. Okay, so the this variable is definitely going to dominate on the this distance value. Okay, so what we will do in this particular scenario, we are going to standardize the variables first, which means we are going to scale it. Then we are going to calculate the distance. So how we can do that, because these are the continuous. So one of the method is we can use the z-score. And what's the formula of the z-score is x minus mean value divided by the standard deviation. So that means let's say we have calculated the mean. Okay, so I am just assuming that the mean value of these two variable, this variable is 46. Okay, and the standard deviation of this variable is 13. Okay, so we have just assumed these values. Similarly, regarding income, the mean value is this and the standard deviation this. So how I am getting this one, that is 23 minus the mean value divided by the standard deviation. So we will get minus 1.77 corresponding to 23. Same is the case against the 48. 48 minus 46 divided by 13. So we are getting this value. Okay, so similarly with respect to the age, so 20,375 minus this mean value divided by the standard deviation, we got the z-score. Then 19,475 minus mean divided by standard deviation, we got the z-score. Okay, so now we are using these variables to calculate the distance, which is minus 1.77 minus 0.515 square plus minus 0.56 minus 0.62 square and taking the square root. So this is the distance. Okay, so in this particular case, so obviously we are going to prefer to calculate the distance after the scaling it. Okay, so similarly, let me show how we can calculate the different measure of similarities as well as the distances when we have the categorical variable. Okay, so first I am talking about the matching coefficient, which is a measure of similarity, which is basically going to calculate how the two observations are similar with each other. So formula for that is the number of variables matching the values of observation u and v. So which means we are going to compare the observation number 1 and observation number 2 against all the features, and we will see that whether these two observations are the same or not. Okay, so what we are going to see it, either these values are zeros or ones. Okay, if they are similar, that is going to be numerator and divided by the total number of features we have. Okay, so let me show you how we are going to calculate the matching coefficient with respect to the example, and then I will back to towards this part. So let's say we have this data set. We have the 5 observations and we have 4 features. One is female, which is basically indicating if there is a 1, that is a female. 0 is indicating that means it is a male. Okay, similarly, married, 0 is indicating unmarried, 1 is indicating married. Loan is approved or not. Okay, same is the case mortgage perspective. So, in order to calculate the measure of similarity with respect to using the matching coefficient, what we are going to do is we are going to develop 5 by 5 matrix, which means 5 by 5 tables. So, 5 are in the rows, 5 are in the columns, right? So the diagonal values is always going to be 1. So how? Because when we are going to compare 1 with respect to the 1, which means we are saying we are comparing the first observation with the first observation, obviously these are going to be the same. Okay, so 1 1 there, 0 0 there, so they are the same. So that's where 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1. But now let's see if we would like to find out the value with respect to this 2 against first observation. Okay, so we are going to compare the second observation with the 1. So 0 and 1 are not same, 0 and 1 is not same, 0 and 1 not same, 0 and 1 not same. So the numerator is going to be 0 divided by the number of variables, which is 4. So that's why we are getting 0 over here. Okay, now if I am going to compare 3 and 1, okay, as you can see that this 1 and 1 is same, 0 and 1 not same, 1 and 0 not same, 0 and 0 is same. So that means the two observations are common, okay, between third observation and first observation. So that is a numerator value divided by the total number of variables, mean total number of feature, which is 4, which is going to be 0.5. So we are getting this 0.5. Similarly, we are going to compare the third observation with the second observation. Okay, so that means we are going to see the third and the second observation. So this 0 and 1 is not same, 1 and 1 is common, 1 and 1 is common, 1 and 0 is not same. So once again, only the two observations are the same. So that's why 2 divided by the number of variables. So once again we are getting 0.5. Okay, Now what we are going to do is we are going to compare first and the fourth observation. So that is going to be this one. So 1 and 1 is common, 1 and 0 is, this is not common. Okay, so 0 and 0 is common, 0 and 0 is common. So three values are the same. So that's why we are doing 3 divided by number of features are 4. So we are getting 0.75. Same is the case, we can get the value 4 and 2 perspective. Same is the case, we can get 4 and 3. Okay. Similarly, we will get the values against 5 and 1 perspective, 5 and 2, 5 and 3, and 5 and 4. So this is basically using the matching coefficient, we got the similarity matrix. Okay. Now, in order to calculate the measure of dissimilarities, or you can say the distances using the matching coefficient, so what we can do is whatever the matching coefficient value we have, so we can do 1 minus, so we will get the matching distance. So if I am using it 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, 1 minus 0 is going to be 1, 1 minus zero point 0.5 is going to be 0.5, 1 minus 0.75 is going to be 0.25, 1 minus 0.75 is going to be 0.25. Same is the case, 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, 1 minus zero point 0.5 is going to be 0.5, 1 minus 0.25 is going to be 0.75, 1 minus 0.25 is going to be 0.75. Okay, so similarly 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, 1 minus 0.75, 0.25, 0.25, and so on, right? So this is how we are getting the matching distance. Now, if we are going to talk about the second measure of similarity, which is basically the Jaccard's coefficient. So Jaccard's coefficient basically using capturing the similarities using only counting the ones in common, does not count the matching zeros. Okay, so how we are going to do that, which means if the two observations having the common 1 1, okay, then we are considering it's the matching value. Okay, if the matching value 0 is over there, so we are going to subtract those number of variables from the total number of variables. That is how we are going to calculate the Jaccard's coefficient. So let's see an example. Okay, so this is, once again we have the 5 observations, so we are going to develop this 5 by 5 matrix in order to calculate the similarity matrix with respect to Jaccard's. Okay, so if we are going to compare 2 and 1, so this is not same, this is not same, this is not same, this is not same, so we are getting 0. So now let's see how we are getting this one. So 3 and 1, so if we are going to compare the third and the first observation, so we can see that this 1 and 1 is common, 1 and 0 not common, 1 and 0 is not common, 0 and 0 is common, but it is not going to be considered in the numerator, but it is going to be considered in the denominator. So the numerator value only 1 1 is common. So this is going to be 1, which is a numerator value, divided by the total number of observation is 4. Okay, so total number of variables, which is total number of features, minus the number of observation having the 0 is common, so that is only the one observation. Okay, so we are getting 1 by 3, which means 0.33 is going to be the similarity between the third and first according to the Jaccard's coefficient. Okay, similarly if we are going to calculate with respect to the third and the second observation. Okay, so once again this is not common, this is common, this is common. Okay, this is not common. Okay, so if you can see that the two ones are common, there is no zeros are common. Okay, so the numerator is 2, number of variables are 4, minus there is no 0 common, that's why 0. So 2 by 4 is going to be 0.5. So similarly, let me calculate with respect to 5 and the third observation. Okay, fifth as well as the third observation. So let me remove this one. So the fifth and the third observation, which is this 0.67. So how we are getting 1 1 common, 1 1 common, 1 0. This is not common. 0 and 0 are the common. Okay, so that means two ones are common, which is the numerator, divided by the number of variables, minus the number of zeros are common, which is 1, which is going to be 2 by 3, which is going to be 0.6667. Okay, that is this value. So I hope you got the idea. Okay, Now, similarly, how we can calculate the Jaccard's distance? Exactly like the in a matching distance, but once we got the similarity matrix, so if I subtract from 1, 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, 1 minus 0 is going to be 1, 1 minus 0.33 is going to be 0.667, 1 minus zero point 0.5 is going to 0.5, 1 minus zero point 0.5 is zero point 0.5. Same is the case over here, same is the case from here, same is the case. So I hope you got the idea how we can calculate these measures of similarities and dissimilarities if we have the continuous data, mean numerical data, or if we have the categorical data. So thank you so much. See you in the next video.